Skeptics' Reaction. Dr. Murray also wrote a book on clinical embryology, and when he presented this information in Toronto, it caused quite a stir throughout Canada. It was on the front pages of some of the newspapers across Canada, and some of the headlines were quite funny. For instance, one headline read, "Surprising thing found in ancient prayer book." It seems obvious from this example that people do not clearly understand what it is all about. As a matter of fact, one newspaper reporter asked Professor Moore, "Don't you think that maybe the Arabs might have known about these things? The description of the embryo, its appearance, and how it changes and grows? Maybe they were not scientists. Maybe they did some crude dissections on their own, carved up people and examined these things." The professor immediately pointed out to him that he, that is, the reporter, had missed a very important point. All of the slides of the embryo that had been shown and that had been projected in the film had come from pictures taken through a microscope. He said, "It does not matter if someone had tried to discover embryology 14 centuries ago. They could not have seen it. All of the descriptions in the Quran of the appearance of the embryo are of the item when it is still too small to see with the eye. Therefore, one needs a microscope to see it." Since such a device had only been around for little more than 200 years, Dr. Moore taunted, maybe 14 centuries ago someone secretly had a microscope and did this research, making no mistakes anywhere. Then he somehow taught Muhammad, peace be upon him, and convinced him to put this information in his book. Then he destroyed his equipment and kept it a secret forever. Do you believe that? You really should not unless you bring some proof, because it is such a ridiculous theory. In fact, when he was asked, "How do you explain this information in the Quran?" Dr. Moore's reply was, "It could only have been divinely revealed."